LinkedIn about me talking about Willie Mays. I thought I was gonna do it, but you did it, and that's even better because I don't have to do it. But everything that was in there is definitely, and even though one of the things I say, even though I grew up in Los Angeles, you can't ignore Willie Mays. Willie Mays is just, what can I say? 5'2" player. I think he's the greatest baseball player that ever lived. To do it all, and we gonna miss him. We gonna miss him. Your thoughts about Willie, Lady E, and Malcolm and Mike?
I didn't get to see him play live. Obviously, I'm too young. The greatest baseball player I've ever seen is his godson, I think.
Yep.
Barry Bonds.
Yep.
But and I love Barry Bonds, and I'm trying to say this a nice way. Nobody really likes Barry Bonds. Everybody loves Willie Mays.
Yeah.
And I hate to use that, to make my point, but yeah. Willie Mays, even he's not just the greatest baseball player, he's just so beloved. Can you explain why, Doc? You were there.
Well, a bunch of things. One is he had infectious, he loved baseball. And he was an entertainer. There's a story about Willie Mays. I noticed, Mike, he wore his baseball cap two sizes too small, so that when it ran, it would fly off his head. I mean, he was a showman. He had the basket catch. He was a great leader, a great teammate. And what do they say about sports people? The best of ability is availability. He played every year. He had like 15 years in a row, or something like 12 years in a row with 150 games. And baseball's a long season, 150 games. So he was out there all the time. And all of that. When you went to see Willie, you knew you were going to see something special. That catch he made in 1954, like most people seem like back in the Stone Age, is still considered the greatest catch and throw ever. So, yeah, everybody loved Willie. And he was the all-star of all-stars. Played in 24 all-star games and was the best of the all-stars most of the time. Lady E, your thoughts?
He said he could catch anything. I can catch anything, and he did. So, with all that's already been said, and he kept his word, he definitely was out there to let you know, I can do it. I am the one. I'm going to let you know. And he did say, hey, to Willie Mays.
And you went by Oracle, and the statue of Willie out there has all these flowers, right?
That's so nice.
Yeah, very nice. People stop, bought flowers and put them out there. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you could actually go inside and sign his memory book.
Yeah.
And I just thought that was really touching.
Yeah.
So be on the field. Like, they really gave it to the fans. Like, they allowed them to celebrate his life and his legacy. It was really significant that they did it this week. I mean, it all just kind of happened, just by chance or whatever you want to say. But this week was a big week when you're looking at like the Negro
He was
League.
supposed to be, if he could make it,
Yeah.
back in Birmingham.
Yes.
Where they had the celebration of the stadium that he played in when he was in the Negro Leagues at the age of 17 or 18 or 19, something like that. And he was supposed to make the trip and didn't.
Yeah.
And the Cardinals and the Giants played, and he wasn't healthy enough to go anyway. And you see what happened here, but
who did make it was the Willie Mays
Scholars,
Scholars, right?
Yeah.
Which we've been working with the Giants Community Foundation, Alive and Free, and 100% College Prep. And they were featured on the news this morning.
Yeah.
They got to do a profile about their experience, which I just thought was really beautiful, because we teach a lot of history too, and to have the students kind of share it back was just a full circle moment.
Negro League history. Unbelievable. Negro League baseball. All right. Okay.
Yeah. Besides the passing of Willie Mays, Ann mentioned Doc, you mentioned the tribute game in Alabama. It's just been a great week for the Negro Leagues.
Yeah.
Remembering the Negro Leagues, all the great players. It's just some parts of Black history I personally just love so much. The Pullman Porters, the Negro Leagues. Like, I just wish I was there. I wish I was in the stands, And did you see when they asked Barry Bonds what would happen if he hit against Satchel Paige?
He said he'd take him deep.
Yeah, and I believe it
a home
too.
run. Barry, you dreaming, but that's okay.
No. We all need Barry Bonds' confidence at the plate.
Yeah, no, he's supposed to say that.
Yeah.
All competitors that say they're gonna be able, they gonna handle it. They're gonna handle it. All right. Real quick, the first Biden-Trump debate is this week, this Thursday.
Gosh,
You're gonna look,
Rick.
you're gonna look,
What
you're gonna
time?
watch. Oh,
Ooh,
I
that don't sound good at all.
Watch the podcast.
Say, yeah, I'm gonna have to watch that.
Yeah. It is this Thursday. I think it's on CNN. It's no audience.
No
Really?
audience.
No audience. That's the rules. 90 minutes, which is a long time for brothers. I didn't want to say it right there, right? So we'll see. We'll see who can make it to the end, and who
To
makes
the end, let's see who can get through it 5 sentences.
let's see. But fortunately, Lady, I'm teaching the kids at night, so I'll have to get updates from people. But it is, yeah. Watch.
How come you don't have them watch?
I just have to say,
Teach them other stuff. I haven't watched that debate.
maybe
What's
not.
next?
I won't say it.
Go
I
ahead.
just cannot believe this country who would put somebody who has the history back in the position of leading the country. Are you kidding me right now?
Nope.
I told you I ain't watching. Okay, man, for a bunch of reasons. But now, as we get closer to the election, we do this. We will have several shows on. We have Professor James Taylor from USF will come on, and the New Yorker will go crazy on the air as he always does. And we'll discuss it. But that's just want you to let you know the debate is on Thursday. All right. One more, and then we'll stop.
I'm gonna miss it.
Make sure we have a mental health show after that politics show, okay?
Right after the debate.
Well,
The Supreme Court has finally done something nice with regards to guns, and the Supreme Court has upheld the ban on guns for domestic violence abusers. They actually said they did. I was wondering, it has handed its most significant ruling down, gun control ruling on 2 years on Friday, upholding a federal law that bars people who are the subject of domestic violence restraining orders from owning weapons, which makes
Yes, that does sound good.
to everybody. Well, does it make sense to you?
It-
Okay, all right. Well, so I don't know if you're part of the everybody. So, but they've been going the other way, because everybody got a gun now. Everybody got now. So no matter what you're doing, they always say, well, they have mental health issues, but you ain't testing them for mental health. You just giving them guns. So anyway, that was
that one sounds like an important one.
that one's
So-
significant.
That's a
Yes.
first win in a long
Time. A long time. All right, I think that's it. Let's get into the show.
Oh, you didn't mention Doc. Sorry, unless you're gonna mention it, the big concert in LA this week.
Well, you talk about it.
Here we go.
Let Mike talk about it.
Oh yeah, Mike, you want to talk about
He's
it?
the music man.
You don't want to talk about
Y'all could talk about it. I'm chilling.
Okay, all right. You talk about it. He's chilling.
All I know is this
Take
week,
the lead.
if you into West Coast hip hop, it was a big deal because Kendrick was crowned the king of the West Coast.
Yeah, definitely a legendary night.
Yeah.
For real. And a lot of them, it's beautiful to see the unity.
What was important about it, Mike? I didn't see it, so just from your perspective.
I mean, like I said, the unity. I mean, like you said, he's crowned the king of the West Coast. He's doing it. For real, it's a good look.
You don't want to know what I think, but that's okay.
if I can interject.
You may.
I think something that's really
Fine.
fire is that, like, in terms of this impact of the pop out concert, what we're gonna see, I think, is a revival of Bay Area hip hop as a whole. I mean, there's already people talking about trying to get our ranks together and uplift our own artists out here, possibly doing our own thing up on NorCal. So I think it didn't just have an impact in LA, but on the West Coast as a whole.
I would add beyond the West Coast. I've been hearing people say maybe this is a return of something in hip hop. Now,
the revival.
we'll see.
You don't know what I think. You don't want to know what I think.
speak
You
your
know what I
mind.
think.
Hey,
You know what I think.
you're in good company.
Well, like I said, man, I don't believe. Look, everybody want to put their place on the map, right?
Yeah.
I want to put the Bay on the map, LA on the map. It goes to cities. Then they go to neighborhood. Then they go to blocks. I mean, look, man, I just, and I've seen the results of, everybody trying to, then there's one-upmanship. This is over this and this over that. And that's, but I think, I just, hey, I ain't for that. I like we all in the same gang. Y'all don't remember that record, but I do, right? I remember Self-Destruction. You don't know that record, right? You don't know nothing about the records, okay? Right?
Yeah,
So,
nah.
I mean, right now, that's to me the sentiment. Well, we done all rallied around him, then you got to rally around somebody else. Right? So I just, hey, but y'all, that's what they do. That's the way hip hop is. Okay. Now, when something happens, everybody gonna be calling street soldiers. Oh, that's so bad it did happen. Hey, yeah, that's me. All right, let's go on. But that leads us into Black Music Month. It is Black Music Month. It is Black Music Month. And we got special guests in the house. Let me introduce them very quickly. We have Delane Partlow, right? We have Maxwell Edmonds-Drowdy and Mercedes Lincoln. They recently...
Lindsay.
Oh, Lindsay? My bad. Maybe why I put Lincoln? I don't know.
I like that name, Mercedes.
Yeah. Oh, Mercedes and Lincoln. Oh, I see. I'm thinking car.
Funny.
They've recently put on a just incredible showcase of music at the University of San Francisco.
Wow.
It was called the Beat Showcase.
Yes.
Formerly the Black Music Showcase.
Yep.
And I missed it last year. I went this year, and I'm gonna tell you, I went in thinking, this is what I really thought. I think I told Liz, there's gonna be a bunch of rappers up there. I really did. First thing I thought was gonna be a bunch of rappers. I went in. I'm sitting down, and Carl Levy, and Carl's like, Dr. Marshall, Mike, come on, sit down. Like, the first performer was a classical violinist.
Mm-hmm.
So I want to get into that. How did, and the whole bit. But I just want to tell you, after that, I was like, bad girl, and it was so, I don't know. You had piano players and. It was just incredible. And
all
spoken
he
word.
talked about.
Yeah.
He
I came back and I was like, man, these people put it on. So I said, I got to showcase this. Showcase is going to be showcased. We're going to do a little bit tonight. Let people know what is going on right up at our university, University of San Francisco. But let's do this first. Music. Let's just talk about Black music. Talk about Black music. And let me give the number out, 877-955-1061. 877-955-1061. I want to know, who do you like? Who's in your playlist? In your playlist right now. And I'm going all the way. Who do you like? Because it's Black music, all forms of Black music, right?
Yeah.
So if you're a jazz person, you can call in, okay? All right. If you're an R&B person, who do you like? Why do you like them? I always like if they're a special moment, that in you, no. So 877-955-1061. I'm going to ask you about music and your relationship to it, and what do you like and who do you like, Mike? I was listening. I got started, Malcolm. I got to tell you this, with Unsung today. I shouldn't start watching Unsung.
That's your favorite.
Well, I forget. I turned it on, and there it is. So I watched 4 straight today, right? So let's start with Morris Day and the Time.
Oh, well, come on now. You can't go wrong with that.
They don't know nothing about Morris Day. I just
everybody know Morris Day.
It's terrible. They don't know Morris Day and the Time, man.
What's important, I think? People to call to see who their parents, who have they listened to since, who has their parents put them on to.
Okay,
because I think that's a very important.
I like that. I like that.
What you listen to, because at some point you in your 20s, I ain't listening to that. Then you turn a certain age, and you start to listen to what your parents listen to for real. Yeah. Okay. I don't know how the hell they ain't heard of Morris Day at the time. They probably just don't know. They probably don't know the name, but they probably know the songs.
The moment I heard the song, I knew what you were talking about. I knew
from the movie Purple Rain. With Prince.
Oh yeah.
You never saw Purple Rain?
Never watched.
Look,
How are they throwing music shows that they seen Purple Rain?
From the inside. That's why. I know. It's crazy.
There's 2 things you need to see. You need to see. I'm gonna give you 3. Purple Rain. When it comes to hip hop, you need to see Brown Sugar.
Brown Sugar.
Okay. And you need to see Idlewild.
Oh, that's the Outkast movie.
Wow, right?
Yeah, that was Outkast.
Outkast. You need
Yeah.
to see that.
Brown Sugar is the one. It's D'Angelo, right?
That's not that, but there's a movie Brown Sugar that was in Tay Diggs, and I think that was the name of the movie. Yeah, I do believe it.
That's the name of the movie.
Yeah, a lot of these things come up. We'll just do them on the show. So there's 3 movies. If you
Music related. Yeah.
watch.
How much
Okay,
come out?
Okay,
I'll check
so let me get my 4 out. I
Okay.
went from The Time to now. I really don't listen. Midnight Star. Remember Midnight Star? Midnight
No parking
Star?
on the dance
No
floor.
parking
Come on, dog.
My son, man. Say, look at all my stuff.
Y'all connected. Y'all locked in. Let's do
That's
it.
what I was gonna say. They got
we
that
looking
little-
at all my stuff right here. No parking on the
But
dance.
honestly, all those 80s songs are being brought back right now. Actually, people are sampling those right now. So I
Okay.
wouldn't be surprised if next week you heard Midnight Star in somebody's track.
Mm-hmm.
The next one was Silk in the 90s.
Oh yeah, 90s
wanna
R&B.
I
So,
ain't gonna do him like he did it then. I want to get. You remember that? What was the next word, Mike? I want to get what?
Next to you.
No.
Oh,
was it
freaky?
Freaky with you?
You with you.
Yeah, that's it. That's right.
Silk.
Meeting in my bedroom.
Silk. That look, Silk. All right. And then I ended up with, and it's funny, out of all of them, I think I enjoyed Drew Hill more than anybody else.
Oh, Drew Hill. Yeah.
I really like
Yes.
that,
We know
man.
about, we know about
I
that.
really like you. I mean, all these people had talent, but I listen to Drew Hill and watching Cisco and they, brother. Drew Hill. Now the problem is they ain't got no longevity because they always getting in beef with each other. But I'm just sick on the music thing. So I'm warm. I'm ready. I'm ready for black music.
You make more money when you're solo. That's probably also why, you know.
But he left and made us and just the song.
That's right.
Don't know the word.
All right. 877-955-1061. Mike is asking what your parents listen to. I'm asking what's in your playlist. Who do you like? Why do you like them? But let's start right here in the studio. Let's start with you, Mercedes.
Let's go, Mercedes.
Well, like
First of all, tell me a little about you. Yeah, a little about you. I don't know. I just met you.
Let's get a quick intro.
okay, well, I'm going into my 3rd year as a sociology major. I'm from Chicago. So I grew up like with my brothers and stuff, listening to like Chief Keef and all that kind of stuff. But, like with my father in the household, like I listen to like a lot of like old like 80s, 70s, 90s music. And just I can't remember all of the artists, like, but it's gonna be some of the songs. Like I definitely remember listening to like Jodeci and stuff like that, and like TLC and stuff, and watching a documentary. Like it was definitely like an older music household from like just my family, because they were also from the South too, like kept that Southern like to them. But yeah, that's like what I listen to now. That I listen to like Brent Faiyaz, like Giveon, and I think like for me, like the way I gravitated more towards those musics, like once I got into like my sophomore year of high school, and I was like working at Lollapalooza, and I had to like sit through Giveon's set, and I was like, wait, he's actually kind of good, and I was like,
So
yeah.
that's
I also got to meet Giveon, was just nice because I got to
No.
That's
Who is
fine.
this? I say I always get taught. Who is this?
Giveon. So he's I believe he's from Cali. I'm not too sure, but I know he's I think he's from the West Coast. He's a singer. I would say he's kind of like R&B-ish and stuff. Like I like his song like Heartbreak Avenue. It's a really good one.
Garden Kisses.
Yes, I love Garden
That's fire.
Kisses.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's like really good. He's kind of almost like Brent Faiyaz, but he sings a lot better in my personal opinion.
What did you do at Lollapalooza?
Would I like it?
I think you would. I
Okay.
think some songs you would.
Okay, that's all I need. Because
Mhm.
they know that I don't like, right? I ain't want no BN. I don't want none of that, right? So if I like it, I'm listening. I always check it out. What you gonna say, so?
I was just asking her how she got involved. What was she did with Lollapalooza? Is that what you said?
Oh yeah, so at Lollapalooza, I was working at this kefir shop, and we got to like serve the artists. So I got to like serve like different artists on different days, which is nice. I got to serve Giveon and his team, Jesse Reyes, this guy Night Godson, which was really nice, and then Megan Thee Stallion. But I didn't actually get to serve her. But like when she came in to come get her kefir, I was leaving. So that was like
That's cool.
mhm.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Let me
Great
give the
music
number one more
festival,
time. We'll
Lollapalooza.
take your calls when you come in. 877-955-1061. It's Black Music Month. Who do you like? Who's in your playlist? Who do your parents listen to? Who have your parents turn you on to? I want to hear it all. whatever style of music you like, black music, give us a call and let us know. Maxwell.
Oh Lord.
You know you got that name, man.
Thank you. I appreciate
Man, you know
it.
you got
Not
that
gonna
name.
pick it,
That name, man.
Thank you.
Do people expect you to be like him?
You know, everyone always asks me when I first hear it, like,
Were
did
you
your
named
mama
after
name
him?
it? Yeah,
Yeah,
did your
yeah.
mama name it?
Yeah.
I actually wasn't. You know, that was just a happy coincidence. But I do love Maxwell, and we both got the fro, so you know.
That brother can croon. All right, who are you? Tell everybody about you
All
a
right,
little
yeah.
bit.
I'm gonna start off by saying he's not gonna like my list. So we go see. We go see. But yeah, my name is Maxwell. I come from Richmond, California. Really, I've been all over the Bay. I lived in Richmond for most of my life, Antioch for about 3 years. I spent the past 3.5 in San Francisco going to school.
Hold it right there. We got a call. All right. You're on Street Soldiers, Black Music Month. Thank you for calling. Who do you like? Who's your favorite? Who you listening to? Who your parents listen? All of that. Go right ahead. Dr. Marshall listening and the Street Soldiers.
Oh, I like it all, my brother. You know, I go all the way back from Earth, Wind, and Fire, Parliament Funkadelic. You know, I mean, I just saw Parliament Funkadelic the other day in Napa Valley, man. They tore it down.
I know they did.
I mean, they took the house down. But yeah, I like it all, man. I've been listening to back in the 70s, man, from all the way from, you know, when the Gap Band started.
Yep.
You know, Kool and the Gang before they got James Taylor, the
Yep.
singer, and they were doing, you know, yeah, I mean, it goes back. But right now, you know who I'm really feeling real big time? I'm feeling Money Long and Bryson Tiller.
Bryson Tiller's a good
Bryson Tiller, yeah.
I'm writing names.
I'm
I'm right.
You would like Bryson Tiller.
You gotta write that
If
one.
I'm like it, tell me.
You would
Okay.
like Bryson Tiller.
Yeah, you'd like Bryson.
No, well, you better get on point, my brother. Because Bryson Tiller is dope, and Money Long is she's got there for real. You know.
I
So,
will. Thank you. Thank you, man.
And by the way, you know, Morris Diamond, the time they were the real deal when they first came out.
Oh,
And I don't know if you know the story. That was the Minneapolis Jam at that time. You had Alexander O'Neal.
That's
You had
right.
Jimmy Johnson.
Yep.
They were all part of the time, and you know they were Prince's boys. He had
Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis. Yeah, part of the time.
Terry
Right?
Lewis.
All under Prince.
And-
Prince controlled them all. That's right.
Hey, you know Prince fired Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis because they missed the show.
I know. There was a
They
snowstorm
missed
in
the show.
Atlanta,
Yeah,
and they couldn't show up.
They
So
were-
Prince
they
just
were-
fired them.
yeah, he fired because they were producing Janet Jackson's album.
Yes. Yeah. They went off
Yeah,
and did it.
but anyways, man,
Thank you, brother.
y'all brothers, y'all doing a good show. Y'all doing an amazing thing. My name is Ish. It's a pleasure. Y'all keep doing what you're doing, man, and keep putting that music out there. Let people expand their minds because they ain't nothing like what we listen to, man. It's the best in the world.
You got it, brother. One love. Thank you, man. Thank you. 877-955-1061. Give us a call. Tell us what you're listening to, who you like. You can tell us your whole music history if you want to. We understand. Let's go back to Maxwell.
Yeah, man. Like I said, I'm just from Richmond, California, but I've been all around the Bay. Spent a little time in Antioch. You know, I've been living in San Francisco the past few years. I'm actually about to go into my second semester of my junior year. I like to round up though, so I like to tell people I'm a senior, basically, right? Like we round here. So, you know,
What I don't understand is just rising. What the hell? What does that mean? When did
Rise-
that
it's,
come in?
it's
When
like
did
it's like it's like what
rising
you
come
rise.
in?
It's like what you rise.
I got
into.
rising first graders, okay?
You do.
Kindergarten.
It's like what you rise into. So yeah, that's where like I'm about to go. That's the mountaintop. Like I'm climbing, I'm rising to. But yeah, in terms of like music, I rock with. I mean, I love Kendrick Lamar. I think that's.
yeah.
I mean, if you've been following the beef, I know you don't like beef, but if you've been following the beef, I mean, I think you see why. Yeah, like a hog, for real, right? Yeah, I love Kendrick Lamar. I love Tyler the
Drake
Creator.
is out of his league when it comes to.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, he ain't got no chance.
Yeah, not even
Not
close.
lyricist. It ain't even close.
It not at all,
At all.
actually. Yeah,
Right.
we drop real opinions here.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I'm like, yeah, but
Yeah.
Tyler the Creator, man, I love Tyler. You know,
Creative.
yeah, Jay-Z, Kanye West, and man, if I had like a fifth artist that I say I really rock with,
Old Conway and
old Kanye,
old
oh,
Kanye. Because when he got on, man, it was when he started.
yeah, when
College
he first-
Dropout was a whole deal, different deal.
it was a
right?
whole thing. Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why I like him. Really, I like it. Really, like Kanye was cool because I feel like what he did for music was for people who weren't into all the like bang bang shoot 'em up kind of sounds. Kanye really made this new type of music for people who, were into a little bit of the nerdier kind of things. You know what I'm saying?
I understand for years now. Well, let's take the call. We got a call. We got to do the call. Let's do the call. Okay, we'll come back. All right. You are on Street Soldiers. It's Black Music Month. Who you like? Who you feeling? What's your playlist? What's your music history? Go right ahead.
Rapper Paris, Break the Grip of Shame.
Oh, Paris. Lord. You
San
know
Francisco's own.
Rap,
You know about Paris.
Break the Grip of Shame.
Lord.
He went to my high school.
No kidding. Wow.
Yeah.
Paris did this. Now I talk about a song that fit the show, and he's local, right? Although he did a song called Asada, about Asada Shakur.
Okay, yeah.
It was a great song. I used to play it on the air. Paris, man. Oh man, Paris, boy, man. He went to what high school was this? You going? All right, next caller. Okay, all right, you're on. Go right ahead. Music history.
Hey, how you doing? I'm Lucretia from San Francisco.
Thank you.
Hey.
My mother and them always played the OJs. I love the OJs, Gladys Knight.
Yeah.
And my favorite other one was Isley Brothers.
Oh.
My mother
Legend
took me to
on
my
the
first
memory.
concert. My mother and father took me to my first concert for my birthday at the where was that down the highway what was the name of that? They closed it down.
The Circle Star?
Circle Star
Circle
Theater.
Star. There you
Circle
go.
Star
That
Theater,
was my
San
first
Mateo.
concert ever with Gladys Knight,
Gladys.
the Isley Brothers.
Oh wow.
And that was one of the best times I had in my life with my parents.
Oh, that's nice.
And I returned that favor to my mother before she passed. May she rest in peace.
Oh,
I took her to see all the old at the Concord Pavilion. It was Gladys Knight and the Pimps, but it was just Gladys, but her brother came out.
Oh,
He asked
okay.
everybody, "Do you want him to come out?" And everybody said, "Yeah." But that was one of the greatest times. But now I'm gonna tell you, I did listen a lot of times to Dionne Warwick
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and Fifth Dimension.
They don't know none of these names.
Not at all. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I'm just remembering them.
Yeah, but Dionne Warwick her voice is on the radio right now.
Down. Thank
I
you.
guess that's how old I am. Huh?
That's all right, baby.
She got
No, alternative. Look, that's what we wanted. You can get old to
That
talk
was my
about this
history,
stuff.
and I loved it. I never forget it. And thank you so much.
Thank you.
And have a good
You
weekend.
too. All
Okay.
right. Thank you so
Bye-bye.
much. All right. Good.
Yeah, she had a great laugh.
Keep going. Keep going. All right. We're gonna
Yeah, she was cool.
Oh yeah, I was gonna
Okay.
say what I really like about Kanye is I feel like for people who were fans of rap that it wasn't really into like bang bang shoot 'em up kind of music, like he made a whole new sound for I think people who were a little bit on the book people, I should say.
Backpack rap.
Yeah, backpack rap, pretty much.
Backpack rap.
Yeah, backpack rap. And so
For
it's
the
like,
blurs, okay?
yeah.
Exactly.
and in terms of like the art that my parents listen to, I think I actually have like a really different combination from I think most people. So
Okay.
my stepdad was always listening to just really old rap, like really old rap. You know what I'm saying? Like
How old is old?
I mean old. Like what's that one song?
Like Grandmaster
Sugar
Flash?
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Glow. Oh,
Yes.
Your song.
You know
You said,
what
what's
I'm
that
saying?
song about Sugar Hill? Tell me
And
the
a hit.
song, lady.
That's not about Grandmaster, but you know what I'm saying?
You gonna say something? Yeah, go ahead, lady.
I love it
Tell
though.
him.
It's not me dissing. I love it. Like it's good. But yeah, I would always be so. And like I'd say the most recent artist he listened to, like his idea of like new jam music is like Snoop Dogg. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like the most recent kind of, you know what I'm saying, like Snoop Dogg, T.I., those type of people.
Okay.
And then my mom was very different. My mom listened to like classic rock. And see, I done spat. See, I got all excited. Yeah, my mom listened to like classic rock. So I was listening to like Holy Diver and all these other things and Barracuda and all kinds of stuff. So I had these two influences going on. So I don't really know how that impacted the musical interests I found recently, but I do know what I like a lot about the rappers that I listed out and a lot of musical artists I listed out was they talking about something. Talking about stuff that I'm thinking about or stuff that I see, which is really cool. So yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me get that number one more time. 877-955-1061. You want to get in? Phil Moto going where you know I'm gonna get you. Okay. Delane, you go right ahead.
Ooh, okay.
A little bit about yourself first.
So yeah, sorry. My name is Delane Partlow. I am a senior at USF. And I'm originally from Baltimore, Maryland. So when you mentioned Drew Hill, I got a little excited. So thank you for mentioning them. Yeah, that's really me. I feel like you'll probably learn a little bit more about me once I talk about the music, maybe. But growing up, my mom, single family household, so my mom was playing a lot of Sade.
Sade.
She was playing a lot of Prince.
Prince.
Yeah.
Prince.
Trying to think. And my mom was
Prince.
I have a pretty religious family, so a lot of my music was gospel music.
Yes.
So
yeah. Now
Ty
you
Tribbett,
can't get more black than that.
stuff like that. But I would say nowadays I've kind of gotten a little bit more eccentric with my music. I mean, for me, you've got the big three, the Kendricks, the J. Cole, the Drake. Regardless of Drake's loss recently, he still has made a lot of good music, and
I'm mad at the music. I'm mad at the beef.
Oh yeah, okay, that's what it is.
He beefing with the beef.
Don't beefing with the beef. What else you got?
I'm trying to think what else. Yeah, I mean, recently I've been kind of trying to explore a lot of different kinds of music, just because as I grow up, as I've gotten older, I'm kind of trying to reach into different areas. So hearing you talk about like rock and stuff like that, that's pretty interesting, because like I'm trying to get into that now. And there's one person who I don't listen to country music at all, but because this person is getting popular, I might actually listen to it. It's this dude from he's Nigerian. His name's Shabuzi. He makes country music, and personally I really don't like at all. Even though I have a lot of family that's country, but like he will be the reason why I might check it out. So that's somebody I think you should check out.
I gotta ask you, anybody into reggae? Because I ain't nobody. Yeah.
Oh yeah, a little bit.
I'm scared, because I was actually watching this thing. Well, it actually wasn't even reggae, but it made me think of reggae. I was watching this thing on Nigerian music and music on the continent.
Yeah.
And I mean, they got all kind of influences, from traditional music and Afro beats and all that stuff. And that's some, that drum is there. Believe me. Reggae drum is there.
Reggae and dancehall. Fire.
Yeah.
YG Marley. Yeah. That's another name you should write down.
Yeah. Oh, I know that one.
Oh, you know what? No. Not Bob Marley. YG Marley.
You talk about his
Bob
his grandson.
Okay.
Yeah.
There's another one.
Yeah, it's his grandson.
A lot of Marley.
A
lot of Marleys.
All right.
The whole Marley.
A lot of Marleys. All right.
Whole Marley tree for real.
Yeah.
All right, 877-955-1061. If you want to get your musical taste in, better call quickly. Call in. We can get you in, because when the hour's over, we're going to something else. Okay, 877-955-1061. I gotta go to Phil Mo. Let me hear it. Speaking of OJ's, I love music. He loved music.
Yeah.
All right, what you got for me, brother?
Oh man, I love music. Let's see. Just rap. Who else? I like Tupac, the Tupacs, the Biggies. T.I.'s had his run. A lot of Bay Area music. San Quins, the Messy Marvs, the Jackas, E40s, all that good stuff. I like old school music. I like Norman Brown. Yeah, I like Norman Brown.
Oh, you know Norman Brown.
Yeah.
All right.
Off top, Curtis Mayfield.
Oh,
wow.
All right.
A lot of good stuff.
I like when I like people know the history. I really do that. I really do.
Bro, I used to love Mos Def.
Shout out.
You say you used to?
Shout out to Mos Def.
I mean, I don't really listen to Mos Def.
You don't like Mos Def?
I mean, I like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't really listen to him now.
Mos Def, know what you can. Shout out.
Yeah.
The Talib Kweli.
I like him too.
Kanye had his run.
He had his run.
I like Kanye.
Yeah.
He had a good 6 albums.
He had a great run.
Classic.
Yeah.
He had about 5 classic albums.
Yeah. And people doubted him when he started.
Oh,
He's
definitely.
right. They told me he couldn't be the front man. They told me he couldn't rap. Right?
Yeah, he was a producer.
Yeah, he's a
mainly.
producer. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did he fall
learned,
off for
yeah.
you? Like, which album was? I don't know if I should say fall off, but which album do
No,
you
he
think
fell off.
there was like that transition?
He fell off. He
I
did.
wouldn't call it fall off.
I
but
do.
Like, where was that transition period between like
Maybe
what we define as
Yeezus.
old Kanye? Yeezus?
He met that
I
woman.
could agree with that. No, it was his mom. I think it was his. I think it was his mom.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think it
that's
was
what
his
I-
mom. Really.
so thank
That's
you.
very
I was being funny, but I have a personal story about that. And yes,
Oh, you knew his mom?
I talked to his mother on the phone.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
wow.
And I wanted to get Kanye to do something for the club, man. I really did. I wanted to come up and he was going to do something. And she talked to him and he said, well, I'm going to talk to him. And, you know, and he had made that record and he used the M word, right? And she said, I told that boy, don't do that. I told that boy, that's what she said. She's telling me that, right? She was a huge influence in his life.
yeah.
And you are right. I think that had a lot to do with, you know, mama and grandma will check you, right? And they
They
will
will,
be
sure.
they will be the one person that you have to listen to, even if you don't want to,
For real.
right? And after that, that's I would agree. Lady E,
Yes, sir.
it's your turn.
So I'm not sure where to start.
All right,
My parents dating myself, when they danced, they did the jitterbug. You
right.
don't even know what that is, okay?
Oh,
They
wow.
won jitterbug contest.
Okay.
So, that's how far back that goes, all right? So for me, the music that stands out to me, what I'm listening to today, nothing. But I don't. Frankie Beverly and Maze.
Mm.
That's that one. I'm old school, so let's talk about the Impressions, the Isley Brothers. Let me say that the first and last rap after Gil Scott-Heron,
Gil Scott
Yeah.
here. That's the name for you.
which was the 8-track. That was the 8 on the 8-track, not the cassette. But then it was Sugar Hill Gang.
Yeah.
All right, that one. Yes.
Okay.
And probably the most recent, which isn't recent anymore, and it's not the whole one, it's just the song. And that is The Last Time I Checked.
Nipsey Hussle.
Oh, Nip.
Last time
You
No,
like
no,
Nip?
she-
Wait, you just said people today.
to say,
You
but
just
that's a
said the
good
music
pick, though.
today,
That's a
nothing,
good
but they
pick,
said
though.
Nip.
She loved
Right. The last time I
Last
checked.
time I checked. We used to
I-
play it on the show all
That's a
the
good-
time.
Yeah, you gotta love.
Yes, that is definitely one of mine. And then I enjoy Pink. What was that? It's getting hot in here.
Oh,
Are your clothes?
Isn't that Nelly?
Yeah.
Nelly, right? Out in here.
Yes, yes. Okay, so those are the ones that come to mind, in addition to all the other old school 70s, 80s. Yeah.
Lady, let me
so
just
much music.
Yeah, let me just say this, lady. I know this, and so which is black music. You grow up in the church, singing in the church.
Gospel, yeah. So that's gonna be, oh, listen, I used to copy, what's her name? Oh my goodness. The one who lady sings the blues.
Yeah.
I don't know, you don't know who that is. Oh Lord, the name will come back to me. Mahalia Jackson.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know that one either. Lord. I know everybody knows Aretha Franklin.
Of course.
But the
Okay.
Hawkins, you want to be. Everybody wanted to be. What's her name?
Right, the Edwin Hawkins singers.
Yes.
Yeah,
I mean,
but Mahalia
Jane
Jackson
Austen.
is,
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
and whoever my girl is Billie Holiday.
Oh,
Billie
Oh,
Holiday and Ella Fitzgerald.
shout out.
Yeah.
Billie Holiday.
Yeah.
I like how the 90s had a lot of different groups,
Yeah.
especially R&B.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tony.
Yeah.
They had a
Yeah.
different style.
Yeah.
So
Groups with different, flavors
yeah.
and styles.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah. And right from here. Right. It's so rich. It's so rich. That's why I love the emphasis.
yeah.
On black music.
The early 2000s R&B was slapping too.
I'm about to say,
The
like,
Alicia Keys and like you gotta give a shout out to that.
Yeah.
Oh, Jill Scott. Oh, I love Jill Scott.
I was about to go crazy, but I'm gonna let Ann go.
Is it the way?
Lauryn Hill.
Lauryn Hill.
Oh,
yeah,
Lauryn
so,
Hill
like,
for sure.
a
Yeah.
lot.
My mom actually did put me on
All
Lauryn
of 'em.
Hill
All of 'em.
and Jill Scott.
All of them.
We're gonna
Oh,
put
Jill Scott's Golden is definitely one of my favorites.
now you can find
Yeah,
Memphis
my mama
Belle,
was
Lady
like,
There's
Belle.
been a
R&B.
lot,
Spotify.
a lot,
Did you know
a lot of that on the show. Oh God, who was My Life, My Life, My Life? I used to play. Man,
listen to
and
that
not the
Mary J. Blige.
Mary J. I
Oh, Mary
played
J.
that song
Oh,
so
my
much
gosh, bro.
on here, right?
Really?
So you there? So where is he? Is he listening? Yeah, well, you got to get his
Got like
in.
2 minutes.
You got his in. 5, 4, 3. I'm somewhere else. All right. He does that. He does that. He does that. Okay. Now we got 2 minutes. We got anybody want to call 877-955-1061? You want to get into it? We don't have time for it. We don't have time for it. Well, let's thank you for all of that. Thank you for all of that. And
course.
that's what makes this whole thing so wonderful. Let's just preview. Tell me how this Black Music Showcase came about. Let's throw a little bit out. Get people ready to hear. And, you know, I got to say this. Proud at my university. You know, I'm an alum. And I couldn't believe it when I saw it. You know, I just couldn't believe it. I was like, wow, this is USF, you know, this is happening. So whose idea was it? Was it your idea?
Yeah. So it was my idea. Sophomore year, while I was at USF, not a lot of stuff was happening on campus. I hate to say this to you, but it was really dead. Like it was dead.
Well, you have to tell me I went there.
Oh, right, yeah, okay. So you know, yeah, perfect. Yeah, dead. So while I was there for my sophomore year, I was kind of getting introduced to some of the staff, and I had realized that like there was a lot of musical talent on campus, and no outlet for them. So I had just, I had to come up with the idea, but to create a space for that to happen. Reached out to the school's music coordinator, and thankfully they had given me the green light, and I was able to kind of work my magic for the event.
We gotta stop. Is that it? All right, hold it. Second hour coming up. We'll be on YouTube. More. We're gonna show you some of the performances from the Beat Showcase and more to this whole history. It was amazing. And all right, we'll be back, everybody, in a moment.
Tell me what you see when you look at me. Do you see another brother lost in these streets looking for his soul?
Trying to find my soul.
Or do you see another brother searching for lost souls in these streets? A street soldier.
Street soldier.
Here to help you get that chip off your shoulder, warm your colder days and sober your drunken ways, and find a way to help you get over these hurdles placed in our path. And this is not meant to amuse you. This is for all those who have questions but are afraid to ask.
I won't be afraid. I won't be afraid. No. When times get hard, you lose your way. Open your mind and hear what I say.
This is a message for the hard and the soft. To those who tune in weekly and to those who keep an eye out for 8 p.m. on Sundays and turn their radios off. The truth hurts. The cloth has been pulled. We're walking around half dead. Use this show as your IV. Alive and free is a new movement. We've achieved self-destruction. A street soldier promotes self-improvement.
Streets couldn't be no colder, so I gotta be a soldier. It shouldn't be this hard for me. Even when it seems so hopeless, I gotta keep my focus. I'm glad to be alive and free, yeah. Streets couldn't be no colder, so I gotta be a soldier. It shouldn't be this hard for me. Even when it seems so hopeless, I gotta keep my focus. I'm glad to be alive and free, yeah.
You gonna get all this. Y'all gonna get all that. Hey,
We're live.
you supposed to. Ooh, we live.
Hour number two, Alive and Free Street Soldiers Radio. Tonight we are celebrating Black Music Month. June is the month. June is always the month. We do a show once a year, well, sometimes a couple shows in June around Black Music Month. And to help us celebrate this, we have three folks in the studio.
Yes.
Who were involved in a Black music showcase. By the way, I want to ask you why you changed your name, but we'll get into that.
Oh, we sure.
At the University of San Francisco at USF, and I went. I was blown away. I mean, I really was blown away. I expected one thing, and I got totally another. And I've been talking about it ever since. And we're going to showcase the showcase tonight here on Street Soldiers. My guests are Delane Partlow. Oh, you know what? I just realized you have a little bio here.
Yeah.
So I'll just read what it says. A fourth-year student at USF and creator of the Black Student Music Showcase. Oh, okay. Well, where is Maxwell?
We ain't. Oh, our bios aren't on there.
Yeah, it's supposed to be here.
Did you submit a bio?
Well, to you for the show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Well, we ain't going. Oh, is it?
Oh, dang.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry. All right. Maxwell,
Aiko.
See, I don't know that one, so
Yeah.
All right, that's what I was saying. It's the same guy. He's a spoken word poet from Richmond, California. He believes that poetry can be a force of change for people, inspiring the human connection we're often afraid of. Okay. And we have Mercedes Lindsay. And Mercedes, your role in the showcase was?
I was one of the co-producers and also the host, co-host.
Okay, and the co-host.
Mhm.
Yes. So right before winter break, we learned about the genesis. What I'm looking for.
Yes.
Genesis of the music showcase. But do it again. Say the whole thing
Yeah,
again.
no,
Right?
that's
I'm
fine.
sorry. Somebody may have just
Go-
tuned in right now. Let's go forward.
So yeah, sophomore year of college, getting to USF, University of San Francisco's campus, it was completely dead, and really nothing was happening. There was only one musical event that happened for my entire sophomore year, and it was something called Donnaroo, which personally I thought was whack. So I was like, all right, let's see if we can like do something better with students that actually go to the school. So we definitely did. So basically that year I kind of took my time to create an event to be able to pitch to the music coordinator at USF, and thankfully they agreed to do it and gave me the creative freedom to kind of make sure that it happened the way I wanted it to. So yeah.
It's a long way from conception to event.
It is.
Right.
Mhm.
How was that for you? I got this great idea. You know, people got a great idea to start a business. They gonna do this, they gonna do so and so, and just what was that like? Did it take a long time? Did you have to sketch it? I mean, what was going on with you that moving that thing forward to the point where you actually got it to happen the first time?
Yeah. So honestly, this is something that I have to shout out my mom and my godfather for, because they are two people who have been putting on events in my life in the past. So they kind of set an example for me to know that it can happen and that it doesn't take 60 people. It doesn't take 120 people. It really only takes one person to put together at least a template of how the night's gonna go, and everything will be fine. So that's kind of what it was. I already had people kind of in my life that de-escalated.
Yeah.
I feel like that process, how that would feel if I didn't know anything.
They escalated to, man, I don't know if I can make this thing work. Those down times. It's like, really wanted to, but that's wonderful. That's one, especially if it comes from your parents, it's even better. I mean,
Even better.
that says a lot for your parents. I'll give them a shout out too. Thank you. Thank you, because you got to keep things moving, keep it moving forward.
Yes.
What was the initial reception around school when you came up with this?
Guys?
Initial perception around school. I'd say for the most part, people were pretty receptive. I think especially the Black folks on campus really appreciated it because there's oftentimes not a place for us to express ourselves, period, but more specifically our art. And so I think when you go to a campus where you got like everybody listens to rap or listen to R&B or listens to whatever else, but ain't no one really look like you. It's like
Yeah.
it makes the showcase made such a nice gathering spot for everybody. So I think when people first heard about it, we were all just excited.
Okay.
Everyone was excited.
Were you in at the beginning or later?
I came in on this year, but I remember like my freshman years when it first happened,
Yeah.
and so like that same reception of that, it was just really cool because the most of what you knew about like things going on in the studio theater was gonna be from Past J, so it was really awesome to see that the student like was hosting this weren't a Past J student. They didn't have any connections with it, and it was just like showcasing like a lot of like just like different Black. Cause you came in with like an idea of like what it was gonna look like,
Yeah.
and then just like afterwards you were like, no, like this is like just completely something different. It showcased like how like different Black students are on that campus, but how different like our music tastes and what we are like influence was. Like it felt really nice to be like a Black student on campus, like I feel like for the first time, honestly.
Dang,
No,
that's
for real.
okay. I didn't know that. That made me
No,
feel
for
good.
real.
Thanks, guys.
You found a lot coming on Street
He
Soldier.
did it. He did it.
Yeah.
Like I remember even after Delane at first really, like made this idea happen because he had said it to me. And like it's no shade, but like I'm used to people saying a lot of stuff and it not happening,
Ain't
but
shade,
it's like,
that's true.
yeah, so yeah, that's true. And so Delana said it to me, and I'm like, oh, this might happen. But I saw the way he was moving and the way he started getting things to shake and happen. And I was like, oh, I think he's actually about this. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
he was definitely about it, and it happened. It finished, and I remember just telling all the youngins that came in the next year, like I was like, y'all like tap in with him. If you're into photography, music, poetry, I don't care if you into art. You
It's
know
a
what I'm
huge
saying? Tap
lift.
in.
It's a huge lift, and we'll get into that. But my first thought is, you're Black students
Yes.
on a PWI, right? I know, I went there,
Yep.
and
With the capital
and
W.
you might have had this. Well, I'm asking two questions at the same time, and I guess one answers helps with the other. I don't know. You might have had pushback or dismissal, or like okay, or being strung along at HBCU. I mean, I don't even know if they're doing something like this, and maybe you might be the only one in the country. But let's start there. I figure they're gonna look at you like, you want to do what? I mean,
Yeah. So and honestly, I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
I really did. And I'll get into why it wasn't like that. But
Yeah,
I thought the same thing when I first approached that music coordinator. I'm thinking like, oh yeah, I'm about to get dismissed. I'm gonna show up, try to give him this little pitch, and I'm like, okay, great, thanks, and then that'll be it. But when I went to the music coordinator's office, I informed him of kind of what I wanted the showcase to be. I was playing. I was like, look, like this is something that I've come up with. I know that most main stage events are controlled by the school, but this is something that you guys never done. Like you should kind of let me. And I don't know, maybe it was the way I had spoke to the music coordinator. But the music coordinator at the time, whose name was Byron, Byron Al Young. Shout out Byron for real, because without him, this wouldn't have started. But he had looked at me. He was like, "Great, let's do it." Like just
wow, that's huge,
just
man.
let me know whatever you need.
That's the boost from inside you needed.
Exactly.
Right. You didn't say, "Well, I don't know." Were people gonna come, and none of that.
Nope.
That is.
Well, it's also important, I think, to point out
Amazing.
that Byron, that's an Asian cat, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, like
exactly.
Byron, he's a minority himself.
Yeah.
So I think it was cool, like having that support in that
Yeah.
place. Because
Right.
I'm not saying it would have been different otherwise. I'm just saying
Would've
that
been
it's
different.
like, yeah, you never know, because our school.
But what we do know is what happened.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. We do know what
Right.
happened.
And let me just say, I haven't been there for a long time. That might not have happened before.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that school is just amazing. 5 years ago, there weren't half of you there. There weren't a third of you there.
Not
There
at
wasn't a
all.
quarter of you there.
3
So-
years ago, it
Hey,
wasn't
first
happening.
biggest class.
and
Yeah, biggest black class.
in many ways, it has come. That's a natural progression of a lot of Black students being there.
Yeah.
Like Yeah. Go change the cafeteria menu next time. Now,
Listen, I've been trying to do that for the past 3 years.
No, for
Yes.
real. Let's get
I
some
would
more
love to.
chicken.
Let's
that was
do it.
one of the things I tried to do when I was there.
Yeah.
Well, it was successful for one dinner. It didn't last. I got him to do it one time.
Hey,
But hey, all right, now you're conceptualizing it. You got to go ahead, but you got to get all the way there to students are saying, "What? Did you spend a lot of time writing, create? I mean, who helped you?
Nobody.
Oh, come on.
I mean, the first years, by myself. I mean, obviously,
Nobody helped you?
no. It was like I said, it's my. So I guess, all right. I guess I gotta describe it better. I don't really do a good job, but like, so when the whole idea of the showcase was a single page note that I had written, and I had kind of told my mother about it, and she was like, "Oh yeah, just flesh it out. Like that's a good idea. Just keep working on it." So then I just kept writing in a physical notebook, just write it out. It's like, okay, if let's say I want X amount of students, let's say each student will perform for 5 minutes.
So you conceptualize this whole thing, right?
Yeah. But I did it in my head kind of. So I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, each student could perform for 5 minutes. So this is something new. So I'm thinking we'll probably get between 5 to 10 students.
Yeah.
So then I just kind of planned it out that way. And then after being at USF for a little bit, you kind of learn where certain areas get the most traction. Where it gets the most foot traction. So I hit up a couple organizations. First year they didn't actually reply to me, but it's okay. It's okay. It was still successful, but just really understanding the student body. That's kind of really what helped me. But yeah, a lot of writing for sure.
And patience.
That's the thing. Not really. Like I said before, thanks to Byron, once I kind of had brought that to him, he was like, bet. As soon as spring semester goes around, we'll get to working immediately. So it was quick.
Yeah. But that's what we said. Like I think like it's important to acknowledge like there's definitely people at the university that I think do have our backs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
And so it's like in some like what you just said exactly. Like, and you kind of gotta know the game. Like where's it gonna move?
Yeah.
And where are you gonna get stalled up at? And Delane, he's an expert at that. He politics.
Hey.
You know what I'm
So
saying?
did you have now you got it, it's gonna happen. I know what I want, I've conceptualized it.
Yeah.
Did you put out a casting call? I mean, what did you do to find I'm starting with the first one because I know you tweaked it, the second one, the first time is different. What did you do? Did you sit up in your office one day in your dorm room and say, "Come on by, show me what you got"? I mean, what'd you do?
Nah, so I mean, I am somebody who tries to be involved in all of my communities. So knowing Maxwell outside of him doing poetry, knowing people like Carl outside of being a host in certain spaces, and also just wanting to collaborate. That's really what it was.
Yeah.
Is wanting to collaborate with people.
That's a good word, collaborate. Yeah.
Like I made sure, as Maxwell might have said, like I made sure to be somebody like, hey, like if you ever want to build, create, let me know. I'm somebody to come to. And so because I kind of had, I guess, created that reputation, it was easy for me to kind of hit up the people that had already kind of gathered and be like, listen, I already know you do this well. Like for Maxwell, for example, this is his second year. So first year I hit on Maxwell like, look, I know you do poetry well.
Yeah.
I know you can go on a stage for 5 minutes and do a great performance. I need you to do it. Like, just like, come on, bro. Like, you got to. This is perfect. It's the setup. And thankfully, Maxwell.
He said yes.
Said yes. He believed in me, believed in the show, and yeah.
Did you know other people who were talented, or the word just got around and they sort of, I want to do this, or how did that happen? I mean, if you were in early, you probably helped spread the word, I would assume, right, around campus?
Yeah, I mean, I let folks know, of course. Like, especially like Black folks and just Black artists I knew. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I think art, particularly in the Black community, it thrives in community. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like, more than anything, what I told people was like, pull up, not just for a good time, but to network.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
But to find performers, the first year I actually failed finding enough performers. I put out a kind of like a casting call.
Yeah.
Sent it thankfully, like I said, I was already in communication with the music coordinator, so I did have kind of an outlet to get things out. But yeah, I think originally we had, I think like 2 people show up to like our first auditions.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, one of them is Abigail, who performed last year as well. So they stayed with us, and David. Those 2 were like our 2 first actual auditions, and then we had to do online to try to fill the rest of the slots.
What's the first one? Oh, online
Auditions.
Auditions. Yeah.
So they had to submit a Google form, and then they would send in whatever they might want to perform or some previous footage of themselves.
You got a future.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, a future. Learning all of this and at your university, and we'll get into that, I'm sure, as before we wrap up. Okay. Did you know the type of acts you wanted, or you just who was available? Did you sketch it out? Did you want it to be varied? Did you have any vision there?
No, not in terms of the acts. I let the students decide.
Okay.
So that was my thing. I let the students decide who they like. Whoever wants to show up in this space, I let them show up in the space. And so thankfully, it has been talented people who have decided to show up. And so when I do get that full list of people, you know, that like, all right, we got 9 people signed up and want to perform. That's when I kind of get into my, okay, let's change the flow. So we know Maxwell's doing spoken word, but we also know that we have some rappers that's more upbeat. So let's put them towards the end. Like as you saw, we put Nia, who did excellent on the violin, as well as Ellie, who did excellent on the piano. Started them off because they were, you know, it's
incredible.
Less tempo, less production necessary. But I usually don't think about the flow of the show until I get everybody on board, and that takes some time because you guys don't like to answer things, and it's okay if I don't.
We color.
So let's show something, and we'll come back, and then we'll want to pull. This is tell me what this one is. This is, we're going to start here. I think you want to do an order, right? So what is excerpt from May Home by Don Brooks? What is that?
So
Spoken
yes.
word? I can't. Okay.
Yes, Don Brooks is one of the talented people who actually is also a senior and graduated. But they are a performance art student on campus, and they had decided to take a snippet of what they had performed for a previous USF large show, which was for theater, and they decided to bring it for the showcase.
Okay. All right. Let's take a look. This is excerpt from Way My Home.
Yes.
Did I say that right? Yeah. That's by Don Brooks.
Hello, everyone. This is a short piece from my senior project that I made earlier this semester for the Pastoral department. We were tasked with making a performance about a social justice topic that we are passionate in, and for me, that is intersectionality. Specifically, when you are discriminated against in every community you're a part of for a different part of who you are, it makes you feel lost. Oh, where do you go when you can't go home? Oh, tell me, someone please tell me, 'cause I've been given labels my whole life. All they seem to do is add to my strife. Am I the one who's wrong? Do I hide myself? But why Am I the one that has to go through hell? They telling me just wait in the water. Well, I just might drown. No life rings being thrown to pull me back out. How don't they see the beauty of intersectionality? My multiple parts make me a work of art, but to them I'm just doomed. Don't know where to start. Family always told me, hide what you can. Don't try to stand out, do things just like them. Erasure of identity to ensure safety doesn't really sound like it's so safe to me. Then friends come and say, well, I don't get that. Why the conflict? You seem on the attack. Differences discarded to not disturb peace. Only further agendas to silence our needs. In my psyche, in my mental dome, it just teaches me that I have no home. Searching and longing and begging for a break. What do you do when there's nothing left to take? I guess I'll just wade in the water. I'll just wade in the water, children, wade in the waters. Lord knows there's trouble in my
Wow. I'm sitting there. That guy got a future. I mean,
talented as life. So talented.
Lord.
And it is, yeah, it's open to the public. Oh, you're talking about the showcase, right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And you see, I'm sitting there, right? I think I'm going to hear a bunch of, and this guy, now the violin already got me. The piano player, because, you know, that's my little thing, you know, playing Debussy, right? You know, Claude Debussy, one of the great, you know, composers. And then this guy come, and I'm like, whoa, man, when you first, and you're the MC, right?
Oh, yeah.
Did you know that they were going to do it? Had you seen these? What were the rehearsals like?
Big MC right there.
Big MC.
The rehearsals were really good. I didn't get to go to all of them because I was like working as well while also trying to maintain like getting everybody's lighting together and stuff. Because as co-producer, like I was like really trying to work really close with all the like artists and stuff to see like what did they envision their performance to look like. So I wanted to like really hone in on that space. And I think it was just like really amazing to see like on a day of everybody practicing and stuff, like everybody was so powerful and just like the passion built up. I think I got to see Maxwell like practice and got to see him go over, and I was just like the passion like that you are performing that with. It was amazing. Like it was like I just felt like so accomplished that I was able to like help everybody get their lighting and stuff and what they wanted their performance to look like, but I also got the experience still being like in their zone.
And the place was packed. I mean, I was late, you know me, I used to get, but I got there before it started, but I didn't have a place to sit. So Carl found me a chair and pulled me up
Shout
and,
out Carl.
pulled me up. I got me
That's love, because we ain't do that for no one else.
You were the only person.
You were literally the only person who did that for.
And, you know, I mean, I was just, but the place was packed. That's the other thing. Did the audience grow from the first year to the second year?
No, I actually,
I mean, like a little bit, not a lot of it. I mean, there was even people.
But there was sitting room in there, so I mean,
yeah, there was people even last year sitting on the floor and standing in the back.
yeah, like,
so
well,
this was a hit. This whole thing was a hit from the beginning.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. The first year we had it was pretty packed in there as well.
Yeah.
But we didn't have enough people to make them sit on the floor, so I think it did go up, but not too crazy.
Dr. Marshall.
Yes, sir.
Who was that last performer?
That was, let me get his name.
Don Brooks.
Don Brooks is an activist artist raised in both Low Country, South Carolina. You can hear that come out, right? And put that face. And
he was nice.
Who aims to promote intersectional awareness and equity for all marginalized people. Okay?
I nicknamed him Saul Robeson. Okay.
Wow.
A cross between Saul Williams and Paul Robeson.
It was being in the room, I'm telling you. And the people, you saw the people react. We saw the people react. Let's go to Maxwell. I'm saving you. Okay. Maxwell, I'm saving you. Not yet. I'm saving you. Let's go to
Saved.
Let's go to Zaina Maria.
Yeah.
Right. And First Leaf. Right.
Yes.
Let's go to Zaina. Okay.
The ages 18 through 29 are considered to be the stage of emerging adulthood. In the first piece that you will hear, it is a song that I wrote about all the eternal anxieties, struggles, and questions that comes with this stage of life. In the second song you will hear, it is a cover, and this song has served as an affirmation to me and as a mantra to me that everything is going to be okay. So please enjoy First Leaf and Young Love. They say as you age, you gain new pain, your rose-colored glasses, they fade away. In my heart, I knew that things would change. I just didn't know that adulting would feel this way. Hey, when does it get easier? Does the difficulty level just keep going up? Oh, I'm growing up. How does a bird know when to flap its wings? When did a new plant grow its first leaf? How does a bee know when to leave its hive? Does the tiny bug know if it will thrive? When does a butterfly learn to fly away and leave its cocoon and move on to better things? How does a little girl put down her dolls and face the bigger world all on her own? Am I ready? Am I steady? Is this baby girl walking without treading? Am I holding? Am I floating? Am I doing this wrong without knowing? I am doubting, and that's unhealthy. Am I keeping the right people around me? All these questions without answers. How do I know that I won't get hurt? How will I know? How will I know? How will I know? When the sun sets, will it come back? 'Cause damn, I'm even second guessing that. How do I know if something is a fact? Oh, can I trust me and set my thoughts free? Can I reach my goals instead of just dream? I gotta speak up, I gotta be tough. Yeah. How does a bird know when to flap its wings? When did a new plant grow its first leaf? How How does a bee know when to leave its hive? Does the tiny bug know if it will thrive? How does a butterfly learn to fly away and leave its cocoon and move on to better things? How does a little girl put down her dolls and face the bigger world on her own? She's all on her own.
Oh my God. Oh.
Shout out Zaina.
Oh. Oh. I'm right back in there. I'm in this dark room. I'm looking like, and I'm saying these are ringers. These are professionals. These students.
They need to be.
They're just not students walking on it, sitting in class.
They need to be.
You know, I mean, sitting in class. And I sat in class there when I was a student. If I had known somebody could sing like that, sitting next to me, you're going on and off the stage. What are you thinking as you're introducing these folks?
I'm just thinking how how amazing they are, but as you see how much a lot of them grown from the last year to this year, and it was just really amazing, especially for Zana, because it was just she was also my next door neighbor, so I was hearing her every single night practicing and really honing in. It was just you can tell it paid off. So I was just really, and I was truly in awe because of the entire week of them practicing, I wasn't there to be there for every single performance, so hearing it live and hearing the reception, I was really proud of everybody.
So you have seen her work on her craft. She performed last year.
Yeah.
Came back. So you've seen just growth, like an artist should do, right? I mean, hopefully she was amazing. I mean, her diction was clear, the voice was strong. I'm like, I can't believe I'm sitting at USF, right? In school and with students performing this way, right? And I'm telling you, look, all is going through my head, and I think Michaela did the same. I'm thinking Jill Scott, I'm thinking Lauryn Hill, you just don't hear that nearly as much as you used to, I mean, you just don't. And wow, I'm just read a little bit about her. She's a singer, songwriter, and poet, Zaina Maria, channels an unwavering commitment to creating healing spaces for the Black community through her studies in psychology. With the belief that music is a universal language of peace and love, she has nurtured her musical talents since childhood, holding it close to her heart as a lifelong source of solace. Wonderful. Just absolutely. I was, God. And you see why I was, Ann, when I got back. I mean, I was like, Lady E, where are you? Lady E, is she there? Okay. Well,
I'm being able to share.
Yes, I'm here.
What do you, and you're a vocalist. What do you think?
It's amazing. It's amazing. It's just amazing.
Thank you.
She sings. So and she wrote it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's her song.
That's her song. Took her long enough to perform an original.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Okay, sir.
Is it on me?
Is it on you right now? We'll come back. I mean, we'll maybe a couple times, but so let me read about you. Or did I already read about you already? I think I did. I think I read about you already. Okay. But he's a spoken word artist, and he did a piece that was very powerful.
Yes.
But I had to censor it for radio. Therefore, he has said, I don't know if he's doing another one or the same one that's censored, but it's live. Well, yes, it does. Yes, it does. We don't want to get dinged by the authorities.
I wrote a whole new poem. So don't even worry about it. Yeah. Wrote a whole new one.
Always ready. Always ready.
All right, here is Maxwell. You got it.
What's good, y'all? Oh, we gonna get the camera right on me? Smooth.
This is a solo, brother.
Yeah. What's good, y'all? So Doc hit me up, saying that I'm not trying to get us ding. So I had to write a whole new poem. So this is actually gonna be my first time ever performing it. So, I ain't even worked out the diction, none of that. So we gonna do this right here, right now. It's untitled, but the word that rings through my head when I think of this poem is explore and implore. Explore and implore. So maybe that's gonna be the title. We gonna see. I'm gonna go ahead and jump into it. One day, the chapter book of my life will end. And I wonder if the ink within it will change anything. If a black boy scrolling through the pages will feel a little more liberated to face circumstance head on, with a hunger in his stomach to break the grip of the fell clutch of circumstance. One day, the chapter book of my life will end. And I wonder if its words will change anything. If they'll find relatability within the content of the pages tied together by the seams. One day, the chapter book of my life will end. And I wonder if I'll even be able to comprehend the growth I experienced from page 1 till fin. A lot of my life, I've been but a bystander to strife, embodying the hardened heart that comes from misery. The ghetto is one of the worst punishments in history, and I've been trying to apply pressure to my wound before all my hatred spills out. Hatred's like an oil stain. It's hard to make go away entirely, but progress is always able to be made. Just remember, the devil is a lie. And his voice is a little louder when you allow yourself to suffer in isolation. He preys on your depression to ensure your annihilation, so he wants you to throw your life away. You ain't even got to sign his book. Just pull the trigger and watch it as a little bit of your soul flies away. One day, the chapter book of my life is going to end. And the hatred that blots my little heart will be a little harder to see. But boom, but boom, but boom. I don't live in the ghetto no more. I left it behind a long time ago. That's history. 15 as a matter of fact, but the impact is still left on my mind like a devil glued to my back, but I can take it. I know there's worse out there, so the mental scars I'm left with are light pack. One day, the chapter book of my life will end. I'm but a dreamer, a desire of more, writing these pages as I go. So stay tuned. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Let me tell you something about spoken word. This is just me, and then people know this. Whenever I do a lot of, I don't know, conferences or things with young people. I learned early on, I never have rappers. I don't, and I had to learn the hard way because there was a time I was putting on big events, and I had rappers, and they didn't always work out, right? Stuff that came out of their mouth. But spoken word artists are just, they come from the heart. They come from the heart, and it's just so genuine. It's so genuine and meaningful, and just thank you, brother.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, Maxwell.
Thank you.
I appreciate that for real.
And it's interesting because I remember when we first met, this training I came up and did with you. You didn't necessarily see yourself at USF coming from.
Yeah, not at all. Not at all.
From your high school, from Richmond. So I'm from Richmond. I ain't expect to be at you. Did you end up picking USF?
Man,
where did you go to high school?
I went to Oakland Military Institute.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And then I went there, and then I transferred to a school in Antioch called Deer Valley High School.
Yep, Deer Valley.
So ended up at USF, man. That was interesting. I always thought I was gonna go to Howard.
Yeah.
To be honest, I was gonna end up out of college, but life has a funny way of working out. I decided, I think for myself, that financial aid. Look,
that might be the number. That place costs a lot of money.
It does,
and that's why I give them so much credit for putting money into you. Because you couldn't go there with. I mean, a lot more expensive than Howard. I know. That census to Howard, but
that financial aid package is banging, and then I know in addition to that, for me, it was just being able to stay local. I think being like I said, I grew up in the Bay. I was born in San Francisco.
Mm-hmm.
I was raised in Richmond. Went to school in Oakland almost my whole life. Lived in Antioch for a little bit. Went to DV. Now I'm back here in the 415. So 415, 925, 500. That's been my whole life. So being able to really stay local and continue to just build upon the relationships that I've made with the folks in my community, that was really important to me because the Bay's dying, and I don't run for fights. You know what I'm saying? So it's staying here was important.
Mercedes, how did you end up at USF?
Kind of the same thing of just like the aid package, but also like coming from Chicago, I wanted something that was like really different. Like my choices were like Howard, GSU, and I'm like, I grew up in these predominantly Black like inner city spaces. So I knew San Francisco was gonna be different.
Yep.
And so for sociology, I thought it was a good choice. And so like I had a lot of like back and forth, like wanting to just go back home, wanting to leave. But I think like overall, like you said, like life has a funny way of working out. Like I've grown a lot here. And like in my studies and stuff, just like with sociology within the Black community and stuff, it has like brought out a different like passion and interest for a lot of the topics that I research, and just a way that I interact with my community. Like feeling like as somebody who's like an out of state student that I owe a lot to the people who are local here, to the people who grew up here, to the people who have been displaced, to really be invested in that community and not to, like you said, I think you put it good, like not run away from a fight. It was good.
And you, Elaine, how'd you end up here?
Repeating the same thing. Really the aid package, and similar to Mercedes, coming from the DMV area, the East Coast, kind of wanting to just experience something a little different.
Yeah.
I don't want to say get away per se, but kind of get away. And yeah, and USF was the answer to the call.
I again, I give them a lot of credit for the outreach, for the recruitment. One young man I met, I can't remember his name. I should remember his name because I got a lot of names in my head up at school. He told me that USF flew him out here.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
DJ.
Yeah.
I was just about to say,
DJ.
right, DJ, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Flew him out here, right? This ain't a blue chip athlete now. This ain't the the 7'1" ball player they trying to get out here. They flew an academic student out to USF to look at it, and I was just blown away. And I give a lot of credit. It all starts at the top, so I always give a lot of credit to Father Fitzgerald. I know because this wouldn't happen. I remember we put this whole thing together, put it on paper, and just to see it come to fruition. And then these things that have grown out of it are the need for us being together. I always say that we Africanize anywhere we go.
Zulu Nation.
Everywhere we go, wherever, anywhere we move, we got to make it our home, right?
Yeah.
And that's what I always wanted to do when I was there. And so this is just a marvelous thing. This showcase that you are able to put together.
Thank you.
Let's see who we have here. We have now. Did you say something about why can't we do? Is it now? Is this is on both of them?
Oh, yeah.
On both
Guess
of them?
so, yeah.
Oh, okay. So we might get zingy wingy. Okay. All right. Okay. All right.
Yeah, buy your tickets, man.
You just gotta pull up.
I don't even know. Wait, do we charge tickets?
Nah, that's
Oh yeah, it's
USF
literally
stuff.
free. Y'all
It's
gotta
free.
come.
We'll do. Why don't you, since you're the MC, read all the acts that were in there, right? Just to let
Okay.
people know and then talk about how you created
Mercedes?
the lineup, because it was very, I'm sure it was intentional, but it was just balanced, right?
Mhm.
And why don't you do that? Just let everybody know all the acts that were involved that night at USF.
Yeah, so we have New York, and The Way You Look Tonight by Dave
Oh, we got
Robinson.
the other side. Start-
Oh, you
start
want
with
you want to
other
do
side.
the
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, we're gonna
okay.
start. We're gonna
Yeah.
start all the way
Okay.
from Act 1 to Act 12, or whatever it was.
Yes.
Well, thanks.
We have it
Wait.
was Nigon from Bal Shim by Naya Bossier.
Shout out Nia.
La Cathedral. Ooh, gonna mess it up because
That Ellie song, right?
yeah. By Elior Brown Ingu. I Love You for Sentimental Reasons by Joshua Allen. New York, The Way You Look Tonight.
Now those two, I'm thinking that's as far from rap as you can get, because
Mhm.
those are standards. I mean, all the old jazz folks. So this dude's up there singing New York.
Oh,
And I mean, I'm like,
Shout out David.
wow. I mean,
Mhm.
you talk about a showcase of music. That was just, oh God. Okay.
Yes, that was by Dave Robinson. La Vie en Rose by what's
Oh, it's Sheila.
Sheila
Shayla.
Abigail and
Shayla.
Freddie Rhodes. 2 jazz themed poems by Michaela B. Excerpt from Way My Home by Don Brooks. First Leaf and Young Love by Zaina Marie. Fools by Rima. Ecstasy by Freddie Rhodes. Time Was Meant for You, We Belong to the Land by Michaela Jasmine. Survivor's Guild by Maxwell
Aiko.
Aiko. Close to Me by Javon, and then Wicked by the band Liminal Gaze.
Yes.
Now, as you're watching this, are you like bursting with like?
He started crying. No, he wasn't crying. He
Well,
wasn't
I was, so I don't know why he wouldn't.
over.
I mean, no,
I
it's
don't
just
play with that crying thing, bro. I ain't trying to break nothing. Okay, but when the feeling hits me, I'm like, oh my god,
gotta let it out.
oh, it was unbelievable. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
That means a lot, and honestly does.
No, it
It
does
was
actually.
fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you. That helps me put it in reference. So honestly, and if I'm gonna be honest, I think that my sort of sense of stuff like that is kind of broken because, like I said, I was around people who put on events growing up, so it's like, to me, and even though, guys, I mean, it's like even though the things that we were able to accomplish were great, like first show like that in USF history, like that school is like 200 years old, like
Made history.
crazy. But in all honesty, nah, I didn't shed any tears. Only just because to me this is
Well, I
a
mean,
step.
bursting with pride. I was thinking, not so much.
I mean,
Autism.
I'm excited.
That was my fault for instigating.
It was definitely exciting. I was definitely excited, but I mean, I had put in so much effort that like
Yeah.
I knew
Yeah.
how
You
it
know
was
what's
gonna
gonna
go.
be, yeah.
Exactly. So
Yeah. I was happy for them. I wanted to run up to each one of them.
Oh, yes.
In fact, is it Mikhail, my little buddy that came off and, you know, I had
Oh, did the
talked-
poetry?
Yes.
Yes.
She came up and hugged me, and I was like, "Oh, the girl you did." Yeah, everybody was so good.
Yes.
Everybody was so good, and the audience loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they were. I mean, I'm like,
They don't got nothing else. Sorry.
No, but if that didn't speak volumes, no, for real, like real talk.
like it, they'll let you know.
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. The Apollo people let you know.
No, real talk.
Of course,
It
that's
was,
their job to boo, right?
Shit,
But-
they got
I think that was one of the coolest things though about the music showcase is how much everyone rocked with it. Like, you know, it really says something because for this is the first like thing we ever had here. Like we have Varsity SF, right? And we have
Sorry.
yeah, don't do that.
No, that's not. They got
Varsity
some
has-
good dancers out
Yeah,
there.
they got some amazing dancers. You know, they do a lot of hip hop stuff and they do a lot of other things. We have dance ensembles and all those kind of things. But you know, it's like they have hip hop up there, they have R&B up there, but like the majority of the people dancing and doing all that stuff to our music don't look like us.
And I will say this: it is a well-kept secret. People in the city, in the Bay Area, don't know. That's one reason I'm doing this tonight, right?
And thank you.
You know,
'cause-
and I've had Bass on the
Yeah.
show. I have Bass. They just don't know that USF this is all happening right here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and this is the next thing, right? They just think we have basketball. Well, we ain't that good at that. We getting
Yeah.
better. We getting better. We getting better. But this,
I'm sorry, Dr. Marshall.
one day we're gonna hit it like we did back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if we can.
I don't know if that's ever
That's
listened.
what I'm gonna say. I
That
don't
was
know.
a once in a lifetime.
Bro, did y'all see this? Never mind. I was gonna say the Celtics
Keep
win.
going, and this musical showcase is just now. So here's my thing. You are graduating, right?
I am. I will be graduating in December.
Heartbreaking.
Yeah.
So how we gonna keep this thing going? Do you have? They always ask me that. What's your? Man, I get asked 3 times a week. What's your succession plan? I said I'm looking. I got some ideas, but I know you've been asked.
Oh yeah. Oh, yeah. I got some things planned out. I'm trying to establish a club on USF campus. So that, you know, without me, at least somewhat of an organization can continue. And they can kind of carry on that showcase intellectual property kind of as they see fit. I'm trying to do some personal trademarking stuff here and there, trying to see if I can even take this as intellectual property, possibly to other universities.
Do that.
Things like that. Yeah.
Do you know of any school that's doing something? I mean, that's an exhaustive list. You probably would know, but anybody that's doing something like this?
Berkeley does have a Black Music Fest that happens during the year, which I was thinking about possibly reaching out to them as a future collaborator. But I've been looking into kind of like that other universities. I've already reached out to some people at SF State to try to see if we can get a showcase there.
Okay.
But
yeah,
would love to make sure that this happens. And thankfully, we have people like Mercedes and Maxwell who aren't leaving, who can kind of carry the spirit, you know. keep the culture of just an open place for fellowship and collaboration.
Yeah. It's gonna be.
You gonna miss him?
Oh,
For sure.
yeah.
For sure.
Oh, thanks, God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But some
Y'all
people.
gotta lie though. Y'all gotta be honest though. Like y'all gotta lie.
Oh yeah, no, he's a thorn in my side.
Thank you.
Of course you're gonna miss Tulane. Like for real, like beyond just making history, bro. It's just like positive energy and positive light on campus. You know what I'm saying? And it's like I feel particularly, just as a black man on campus, we are like the minority on that
Yeah.
campus. Like it's just cool to meet somebody who like cares. You know what I'm saying? Or I feel like
Yes.
cares about us and us and us. Like it's as people.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
you're gonna be deeply missed because you don't meet a lot of people like that out here no more.
I always say that the black population, by the way, in San Francisco is like
Oh my God.
3.5, 3.9 more
They
percent.
all in the baby.
So I always tell people, if I want to see my people, I just go up to the school. I will see more people there.
Yeah.
3 times the people. But yeah, let me have that
that's
right there, and let's go to. All right, now it's really because of copyright issues that we can't hear from Michaela Jasmine, because it was incredible. It was incredible, but it's a cover of somebody else's cover, so we can't do that. And there were some other pieces that we can't do also, but Javon, we can do
Yes.
that.
So Javon is a rapper,
Okay.
and I know how you feel.
Oh no, if it's good.
Okay, yeah.
It was good.
Well,
No,
let's play it.
Yeah.
Let's play it.
Wait,
just
was
double
there
check.
curse- was there
Wait, end
cursing?
it. That's a perfect. No, if it was,
I
I'd
don't
have
think-
flagged it. No, it wasn't.
Okay, but
It wasn't.
I don't think so.
No. I don't remember that.
Okay, but
Okay. I remember yours, but I don't remember his.
I be thinking about the people closest to me a lot, about what they done for me, and just knowing that whether it be my brothers, my family, anybody, just know this all for you, I'm gonna get you back one day. I started thinking about who close to me, who mean the most to me, who said they proud of me, who said they die for me, who said they love me, who said they need me, who said they never in their life just up and leave me. When I be thinking about that number, I feel like every year it gets smaller. Lost a couple friends in 23, but my money just keep getting taller. Had a couple bad times this year, but it's not as bad as before. It's my time, we the Kobe year, raised up in 2024. I used to care too much, but now I couldn't care less. It's just been no stress, good sex, and I'm never low on checks. Got my whole life planned out, fuck checkers, play chess. Catch me zoning out in the conversation and we not talking about success. I don't care about the past, I fuck that backtrack, focus on the now. Like why would I care about the gossip when I don't even have 100,000? Being broke ain't real, it's a mindset, and I'm just trying to figure out how. By the end of this year I could cash out in Newport on a $2.6 million house. You know what I'm saying? Had to grow up fast, 10 years old when my daddy got sick, so my mom started picking up the slack. Full house full of loan, time to man up, keep the tears back, trying to learn how to act. My friend's dad trying to keep me on track. All the money in the world and I could never pay you back. Yeah, they ain't never been real when I needed them. Down to my last I was feeding them. Say he my brother, I needed him. My dad told me he got envy in him. I'm just wishing my uncle was still here. When I die the next time I'll be seeing him. Close to me, who mean the most to me, who said they proud of me, who said they die for me, who said they love me, who said they need me, who said they never in their life just up and leave me. When I was growing up, they showing up, then showing up, they fingers up. Laughing at the thought of me blowing up till it worked out and how they hands out. Like they believed everything I was talking about, but that shit is out. You had a doubt, you on the bus, I'm on a different route to the city of Angel with Mike Trout. With a new car and a bad bitch. Wealthy man, high, I'm not rich. Rapper, singer, high pitch. In love with the fact that I'm popping shit. I could wear designer with every fit. Rock a show and get the crowd lit. Just hope that my mom is proud of it, cause I was in a dark place and I had to do some bad things to get out of it. I guess I'm more like my father than you ever know. Nice clothes, new hoes, killer respect, G-code. Only thing is I'm not a lefty. I get hurt by the people who left me. I got the world in the palm of my hands. I just wish that I didn't feel empty.
Did I hear any word?
I didn't hear anything. Shout out Javon.
Amazing job.
I
Amazing.
love the theme Close to Me. That I I just loved it. I loved the entire, because that's true. That's true. You think people close to you? It ain't.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. What did you
I would say
think is a piece?
I always appreciate hearing rap. You know what I'm saying? Like I just always appreciate hearing rap. It's cool. Especially because like I feel like when people be rapping all about the same thing, it's nice to see someone trying to rap about something a little different.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
that's cool. And
Yeah.
just like him specifically, like just as an artist, like when he had first started, it's
Oh,
a lot different
Sound
from
is
like
completely
how his sound is now. You know, and
He's grown.
yeah, he's grown,
absolutely.
and that's the coolest thing to just see. Even like, I'm not a rapper, but I think anybody where it's like if you make art and you look at somebody else making art and you see their growth, that's dope because you love that for them. Yeah.
Yeah, it was nice to see, like, because I remember his performance at the first one. It was like a lot to me personally. So this one was like, I think it fit well because all of the art performances kind of fit into the same thing. But I think also it felt like really nice, like for me personally as a sophomore, because a lot of what the artists were like talking about, like personally talking about, it was like either all of them, most of them were like sophomores, but it was like very relatable for like what we were going through our sophomore year, specifically that semester. So it was really nice to see like his growth, but also how it just fit really well into the overall theme.
Yeah, I'll tell you that piece to me, for me personally, sound like spoken word with a beat.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't even sound like, it was like, if he didn't have it would have sounded, he didn't need that. But that's the way he wants to do it, right?
Yeah.
It sounded like spoken word with a beat. And the rhyme, it was, and it's the placement in the whole showcase was just perfect when it came because we hadn't had one like that, right?
Yep.
And it was a second to last piece, and it was and you see why I was so excited about this whole thing. Yeah,
It's a great time. It was fun being in it.
People were blown away. And there were a lot of the staff I found out. I ain't gonna talk about y'all who weren't able to come. Boy, for whatever reason. So this is their first chance of seeing some of the, some of what took place that night, right? Because I jumped on, I was on the base meeting at the next meeting. And next meeting said, "Did you see this?" Okay, well, I'm sorry, Dr. I couldn't get there, so on and so forth. I'm just
wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
This is the
That's
first
cool.
time a lot of them are seeing any of the acts that night.
I think that was.
Oh, I know that.
think,
but
Yeah.
I think that was cool. Just even being able to know like that they thought it was smooth. You know what I mean? Like, cause we didn't know that. You know what I mean?
I didn't know that they liked it.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it's cool. So I think that's dope though, because it's like, us as students doing our thing, and then we got our black faculty and staff supporting us. That means the
Yeah.
world.
Yeah. Not that they didn't support you. Some of them just weren't able to.
Oh, no. I
Yeah,
just
yeah,
mean like
no,
it's nice to hear that they
oh,
liked it. though.
yo,
Like,
my God.
Yeah.
Yes.
yeah.
Yes. Oh.
Yeah, that didn't get back to me, so I'm glad that it sounded like. I'm
Oh.
glad to know that.
Yeah.
That's-
Well, man,
Who is their
back to
favorite
me.
Pete? No, I'm playing.
oh man. All right. Lady E, you've been watching the whole thing. Malcolm, you've been watching it. Just your thoughts on this as we wrap up here. The showcase of well, hold before you say anything,
about to
Lady E,
say.
explain why it went from Black Music Showcase to
To beat.
BEAT, the
Yes.
Beat.
So-
Plain
Showcase.
Delane.
I will. No, I'm gonna break it down. So the first year, it was the Black Student Music Showcase. Mostly, and if I'm gonna be honest, because that there's usually 2 shows that happen throughout the year at USF. There's a fall there's a fall main stage show and a spring main stage show. And so last 2023, I was given the chance to take over that main stage position. And so because of that, I felt as though I wanted to have a title that let people know what they were coming for, but let them know that it's about to be different. So I had Black Student Music Showcase just so people could literally understand what it was from the title.
Yeah.
This year, I changed it partially because of Maxwell and because of people. I planned on having more acts than just music. I also plan to highlight more than just the musicians. And so I felt as though moving forward, I kind of wanted to stem away from Black Student Music Showcase. And then USF's music program is going through a lot of changes right now as well. So just kind of moving away from that was kind of my play. And so BEAT actually stands for Black Black educated and talented, or Black educated, artistic and talented.
Okay.
You can kind of pick.
Black educated, articulate, and
artistic
and talented. Okay.
And so that will be the name of the eventual club I'm gonna start as well. Just to kind of put that into the USF kind of zeitgeist, put it in people's minds. So I decided to introduce that early. So now when they hear beat, or if somebody says it, it's like, oh, okay, it was from the showcase, or it was from what that previously was. But yeah, that's why I changed it.
You know, I'm look, and they'll get this. I went there. I've been around the place for a long time. I'm glad you're getting as much as you can out of your experience. I really do. I mean, I got a lot out, but I got a lot out for a different reason, because I didn't have nobody to teach me any classes like you're getting. I didn't have any Black history. You know, I had to recruit students myself.
Wow.
You know, I had to get the BSU established, me and my colleagues there.
Thank you for that.
And so, you know, that this, you know, but that jump started, you know, finally got where we wanted to get to, right? And we got to keep it up. I want you to get everything out of that experience. I really, really do. So, you know, every time I go up there and, you know, I'm with the Marshall Riley Scholars, you know, and the Living Lyric, I'm like, oh my God, you know, I love you, the faculty, you know, and the staff that's there, because we didn't have a lot of that, right? We want to get more. You know, we hope the LLC gets a little bigger, right? But, you know, we got to work on that. And the tour that the Marshall Riley students take every year is just incredible.
Yeah, awesome.
You know, I mean, going down south and seeing those historical, you know, places, that doesn't happen at HBCUs, right? Maybe they take it for granted. I don't know, but that to see you just pull this off and get as much out of you can, and you know, and I hope that you know. And by the way, when you graduate, you're lying. Don't forget them. Don't forget them. Don't forget them.
Not at all.
Don't forget them. Don't forget them. That's your family, right? That's your family. By the way, I always say, I don't know about you, I don't remember nobody from my high school. But I got a lot of long friends from my USF community.
Yeah.
The Black student community, USF.
But they know I'll be hitting them up
Riley.
to collab on something soon.
Yeah,
They already know.
Yeah.
They know.
Yeah. Lady E, you have been listening, and
Is this the wrap up, or did you want to hear from Malcolm?
oh, I don't know where Malcolm is. I just see his picture. So I'm
Okay.
going with you, and you can do, it's yours. You have
Okay.
been faithfully listening to everything that we've been doing here.
Yeah, it was marvelous, just marvelous, and just amazing. I heard you say that you did it by yourself, but having an idea and watching that idea manifest into a reality that's tangible and growing and gives an opportunity is just remarkable.
Thank you.
A language that's universal, one all needs to hear, one that lifts and moves, one important to share. Beauty in the message, power in the words, with an opportunity to share, one that needs to be heard. That universal language with passion and without fear, but rather a purpose, a message, one that everyone needs to hear. So Street Soldiers wants everyone to see and hear the transformative magic that art can bring. This is Lady Estelle asking you to consider this.
Get her in the showcase next year, okay?
Ready.
Cole, you got any any words?
Keep it up, young folks. We appreciate you. We love y'all.
Thank you. Thank
This
you.
music, this Black music thing is one of the most important things in the universe.
Yes, sir.
Our music is misrepresented and twisted, and just like we are. We're just used for money, but our music is so special. And when we have it, we get to treat it the way it's supposed to. We get to make the connections. We get to teach folks about the old stuff, about the new stuff, and just the greatness of African-American music. So I salute the three of you for carrying it on, because it is getting lost. Real music. People who, aren't button pushers. Nothing against that. But you know what I mean? folks who play in harmony together with other people at the same time to make something beautiful that can change the world is getting lost. So thank you for keeping it alive.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you for the words.
Yes, sir.
All right, everybody. Wow. Celebrate Black Music Month. We got a couple days left. Do it all. Thank you for listening tonight. We'll see you next week on Alive and Free Street Soldiers. Good night. Thank all of you for being